So, here we go again. This is the starter to the Porsche 550. I don't know if this is the problem, but I'm going to replace it anyway because on 2 occasions it has either not extended all the way and started grinding, or it didn't fully contract and then it wouldn't go out. So you have to sit there and hit it with you hit it with the hammer. There's lots of things they tell you to. Probably not hit it with the hammer, something heavy, so you can unstick it. What happened yesterday when I was coming back from Cars and Coffee was I pulled into a gas station in San Luis Obispo about 15 minutes from where I live. Luckily, that's what I chose to do. And I was gassing the car up. I turned it off, filled it up with gas, got back in, hit the key, no click, no turn. That's what they refer to. When you're troubleshooting for starters, the first questions they ask is, did you get a click? Did you get a turn? If you got a click and no turn, that's one thing. If you got a turn and no click, that's another thing, I guess. And if you got no click, no turn, that's something else. So I got no click, no turn. And I figure it's got to be something electrical. Maybe it's up in the ignition. It's kind of got a wonky ignition. I don't know. But I am going to replace the starter because, look, $39. Is it a Bosch that I'm getting? No, it's not a Bosch. It's a clone of the Bosch. $39. If I were to try to go to the guys that manufacture or actually build these Porsches and sell parts for them, $220. Look it up. I'm not lying to you. Now, here's the secret to this. Here's why they do what they do. I found out while trying to get this starter that this is for an automatic Volkswagen. I didn't even know they made automatic Volkswagen Bugs. Well, it is. It might probably the thing or something out there is an automatic. What I have is a 4-speed with the Freeway Flyer, they call it, the 4-speed tranny that goes, can do 110 miles an hour. And so this, when we were doing the research, the guy, I had him test it. He wanted me to tell him what it came out if I lied. I said, let's try anywhere from a 64 to a 70 Beetle. Kind of looked at me like, what? I said, just 70. So I guess what they do is they apply the correct voltage. He said voltage and something out, wattage. I think it's voltage and amperage, guys. But that's fine. I didn't correct him. It's not my place. He was looking it up on the computer and he showed me a picture of what the stick shift looked like. It had a shaft about an inch longer, a thinner one off of this. So it was obviously not, and it didn't look anything like this. It looked a little different. So he just then pulls up the automatic, which is the one that looks just like this, happens to be the exact same thing, $39. Take that. You people that sell these things for $220. I get you're trying to make a living. I get you got an overhead. But $39 and then $10 more for a lifetime warranty. You guys decide. You decide. If you want to pay the $220 because it's a whiz bang, whatever they got, fine. I think I'm going to keep this, and I'm probably going to have it rebuilt once I troubleshoot and find out what the problem is. I'm going to stick the other one in and just use it. But there it is. If I had ordered one online like I almost did, and I didn't go look at the pictures, I would have gotten the wrong one. And then I would have been stuck thinking, now what? Now I got to go to those websites that gouge me and buy the one that they've got. And I can afford it. I just don't want to. Why? I mean, it's not even for me, it's not even about the money. I hate to sound gauche, but it's not about the money. And I hate to sound cheap because I sound cheap too. It's not about the money. It's the idea of getting ripped off. I don't like it. And you shouldn't like it either. So if you're going to replace a starter on your Porsche 550, it's a Beck. So mine's a 1995. First start with the automatic starter at your local auto parts stores. And mine is one here in California. In my area, there's 2. These guys wear green shirts. I think I can say that. And those guys are great. This is not an endorsement to them. Everybody has different experiences, but they've always been good to me. They've always been someone that wants to help and gives me the time. And I appreciate that. And also, they give me a military discount and don't give me grief about it. I hate asking for a military discount, but I have served my country, and why not? I deserve it, I guess, right? The other thing I did purchase was this. It's a remote starter switch. What does that do? So what it does, it will jump the starter from the ignition. It'll go from the battery to the starter, and it'll bypass the ignition because you're jumping the 2 contact points for it to work. It's just a little trigger. That's all that it is. And it connects to 2 posts on it, and later on I can show you. Why did I get it? I felt like I needed an extra troubleshooting tool. I just did. I don't, that's my methodology. Now some of you may, if you see this video, are going to say, well, if you know that you have to bypass, if you're using the starter switch, you're going to bypass the ignition and the relay upstream. Why do you want it? Well, guys, that's me. That's how I troubleshoot. I am not an ASC certified mechanic. I am an engineer, and I have an engineering background, and I understand the physics of electricity. In fact, I understand it probably better than most ASC mechanics. I'm just taking just my experience with the people, because my pet peeve is the interchanging of voltage, amperage, wattage. It doesn't. When I've talked to some, not all, they don't seem to understand the physics. They don't understand they don't know the definition, and that's my pet peeve on that. So I'm going to leave that alone. Please don't give me a hard time. I'm just saying that's been my experience. I may be wrong. Props to ASC certified mechanics. I couldn't be one. I do make my living at troubleshooting. In fact, I'm pretty good at it. I'm got a company with a lot of employees, and I built it over less than a 15-year time period. And what I do for a living, I am an expert. But I would not expect an ASC mechanic to be able to work on an anesthesia machine, because they wouldn't know. So don't expect me, a certified biomedical engineer, to be able to work efficiently on a car. It just doesn't work. I would get lost. I'm an old-time troubleshooting kind of guy, so I needed this. I needed this remote. I have to be the starter. That's the way my mind works. So I'll next time I see you, because my starter is going to take a day or 2 to get in, I will put us through the process there. I'll show you how to install this thing on that Porsche, and I'll show you some more little secrets about the Porsche. And it's those things that if you buy one and you like them and you want to get into them, then stay tuned, and please give me a like if you like it. And if you don't, put a thumbs down. I get it, but please tell me why. Be nice.